This is the injury report presented by NYU Langone Health. All eyes are going to be on OG Anunoby's left hamstring going into tonight's Eastern Conference Finals Game 1 against the Pacers. And you guys know OG wants some get back. He strained that hammy Game 2 in last year's second round series against the Pacers, then missed the next 4 games, and we all know the rest. In today's injury report, we have Dr. Ariana Lott, Sports Orthopedic Surgeon at NYU Langone Health, because OG is the X factor in this series, and they need him on the court. Doc, thanks for hopping on with this. I'm going to go straight into this because I got a lot of script here to set you up. That same left hammy cost him last year's series against the Pacers. That's the same one that caused him to briefly leave Game 4 against the Celtics, but he did return in that series. They've had around 4 days rest. So is this hamstring and his minutes something that Knicks trainers have to heavily monitor, because Indiana is a team that likes to run and control the pace of a game?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for having me. So, hamstring injuries are very common in NBA players and basketball players in general. And the risk of having one hamstring injury is having a prior hamstring injury. And so, in a recent study of NBA athletes, about 82% of them had a subsequent injury either that season or the next season in the same hamstring. So this is something that they're definitely going to keep a close eye on and monitor him throughout the series.
All right, two-part question here, Doc. Mentally, could the thought of re-injury affect his game? And are you or maybe the Knicks staff worried that he may try and overcompensate to save the hamstring and then re-injure something else?
Yeah, that's always a possibility. Anytime we injure one area of the body, we're definitely sometimes mentally or even just naturally overcompensating to try to protect that extremity. So that's definitely a factor here, but they're going to have a lot of things to worry about in this series, and I think he's going to be ready to go.
All right, I don't want to sound so negative with these questions, but I got to talk about the what if. What if he tweaks it again at some point this series? How bad would that have to be for them to possibly shut him down?
Yeah, so hamstring injuries vary widely. We saw, the little strain that he had in the last series, he was able to go back to the subsequent 2 games, but then there are other hamstring injuries like Curry's hamstring injury in his series where they're out for, at least a week. So it really varies in terms of the severity of the injury and how well he can compensate for it.
All right, we got the $1 million question here, because a lot of non-professional athletes didn't sign the type of contract that OG signed, so they don't have the access that he has. If there's a non-professional athlete out there that kind of had the same grade hamstring, or just the hamstring's been bothering them, period, what advice would you give them for their road to recovery?
Yeah, so risk factors for hamstring injuries are we need to stretch the hamstrings and also strengthen the hamstrings. And so making sure that you both do strengthening and stretching can help prevent and help you recover from a hamstring injury.
All right, Doc. I was chasing my 2-year-old the other day. It felt a little grab in the back of my right one. I'm 40 now, so I fall into that non-athlete, professional athlete category. Thanks for hopping on with us. All eyes are going to be on OG Game 1. Appreciate you, Doc.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.